shows, and you sort of creating your own mini circuit, you know.
Yeah.
And by the way, when we're back up and running, I want to see you guys producing a show at my venue. Why not, right?
I'm down for that.
I'll give you a great deal. Let's face it.
I was gonna say
Pandemic special.
Yeah, man, love it. Yo, the thing is too, I asked, when I asked Chino to, co-host this with me, because I can go back and forth pretty good with Chino. We roast each other on here. We're great. At going back and forth with guests, and I love it. And I want to say something. This is already accomplished. Just from happening tonight. I'm pretty sure all three of us, because you detail that in the book as well. All three of us have gotten made fun of for being fat.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to make this the biggest podcast around, and I feel like in a way I just did it tonight. So I want to thank you for helping me out with that.
I'm usually very talkative. You can ask John, but I'm soaking this in, man. I'm definitely like a sponge right now, man, because I'm one of those people that I definitely try to listen to those that did it before me, because you can learn from their mistakes. Even though you learn from your own, you can avoid big mistakes by listening to those who did it.
Very smart. That is very smart. If I write another book, I am going to add that to Golden Rules. Just follow the elders a little bit and see what they did and how they got to a certain point. And absolutely, I mean, you can always learn from the veterans. Yeah. I did. I would watch certain comics in my room and would marvel, at their. People watch a Dave Attell and they say, "Oh my God, this guy's unbelievable," and they think they're going to be like that. Like I thought I'm going to be opening for Andrew Dice Clay. People think they don't realize the work that Dave Attell did to become Dave Attell, and Pete Davidson, and all these guys. They put in the hours and the time.
Oh hell yeah!
A lot of these guys I know because they interned for me or something like that, and like Ricky Velez, who I thought was outstanding in Pete Davidson's movie. I don't know if you watched it or not. The King of Staten Island, I think.
Oh yeah.
Ricky Velez was one of the co-stars on there, and he was one of my interns at Broadway Comedy Club, and he was terrific. So when I see stuff like that, I'm very, very proud of that.
Yeah. So you see their development from basically a nobody to now they're actually doing something. So I'm pretty sure.
When I started, a lot of the tools that young comedians have today to make it were not available to me or people of my generation because they hadn't quite yet been invented. I mean, some of these things were things that I developed actually in my own clubs. The Bringer Show takes a lot of abuse from people, and they don't like it and they hate it. But one of the things I say to people is, nobody takes a gun to your head and tells you you have to do a Bringer Show to be successful. If you do it, you got the people to bring. It's a great tool. And you should have a lot of tools in your toolbox. Like a plumber has, a snake. A plumber has a plunger. They can change pipes. You got to have the ability to have a lot of tools in your toolbox. One of them, like you do, is you produce shows. I tell people, if you can't produce a show, produce an open mic. Give yourself your own stage time. If you one of the things we invented in my clubs was interning. So we have people that intern for stage time, so they can. Now, the real cynics that don't want to intern will say, "Oh, you're exploiting people." No, we're not exploiting people. When you work for the New York Times, if you want to be a journalist, you work as an intern for the New York Times. So interning is a tried and true way of getting yourself in. Some of the people that have interned for me, like I said, were Ricky Velez. We have Gary Greenberg, who's the head writer now on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Pete Coriali, who's very successful. Mike Bichetti, if you're familiar with him, interned for me. So But a lot of people through these. Sam Morrell was an intern, so a lot of these people who've interned have gone on to great success. Um, one of some incredible people that brought people in the early days were John Fugelsang, who now has his own show on Sirius. So, there's a lot of paths now that comics have that they didn't have. Barking, barking is a way to get on stage, and all of these things do help the clubs. Of course, they do, but they are also added opportunities.
Yeah.
For comedians. And I say to comics all the time who tell me, "Oh, the Bringer show is exploitative. It's horrible. It's a wrench on comedy." I say to them, "Okay, let's say we didn't do any more Bringer shows. Okay, we stopped them completely. Okay, do you think you're getting booked for the 9 o'clock show at the comic strip or any other of these rooms? No. So, don't take that opportunity away from the people that can do it, but carve your path. If you don't know people to bring, then figure out another road to get there. But you got to be realistic. And the other thing is, the dirty secret is a lot of these clubs do these shows because they're at off hours. It helps them survive to pay the bills. And if you don't have healthy clubs, in your city and in your state, that's eventually going to cut down on your opportunities when you're good enough to make the lineups. There's going to be less of those clubs around.
Yeah, I really don't have a problem with Bringer shows because I get it. I definitely get it. I think the only thing I do, and it's not even a problem, it's just something I wouldn't do again, is pay for time, because I think that right there, yeah. And I learned that especially early, like when I first started doing comedy. Oh, it's only $5. But then I think about it, when you get there, nobody's really paying attention to you while you're doing your set.
No, I don't like that. The two things that I abhor and hate is pay to play.
Yeah.
And I'm very against when someone does a Bringer show, if they bring a lot of people to the show, they're pushed all the way last so the audience doesn't leave. And that's not fair to them either. But other than that, I don't think it's a bad way to get better. And you use all these combinations. I know people that intern 1 or 2 nights a week. They bark somewhere else another day a week. And, all of a sudden they're getting up 3-4 times in front of an audience, not in front of just, 9 comics who are not paying attention to them.
And that matters 100%, from going to, doing open mic, like you said, paying $5 for it. That's a complete, 180 of a difference. And I do want to say something on the Bringer shows as well. When I first started doing shows in New York, that was how I started connecting with people. The first show I ever did was a Bringer show, and a lot of the shows after that, same thing. But those shows allowed me to branch out to other places, and in return, what that does is, when you meet more people, it gives you more people to potentially bring next time too. So it takes longer to run out than you think, and you get a lot of stage time from it, and it's really helpful. And it's a tool that I was able to use a lot, and still use sometimes when I go up there now. So
absolutely. There's all sorts of ways to skin a cat. I've talked to comedians after one of these industry showcases that I'll watch comics for, similar to the one you were on. And they say to me, "Well, I come from Albany and not a lot of opportunities up there to get up." And I said to them, "Well, you know what? You need to create an open mic in Albany, and then have someone create an open mic in an adjoining town. And, before you know it, if you have 4 or 5 towns in that area, you have once a week an open mic, you can get yourself up on stage 4 or 5 times a week." Or another thing I tell young comedians is make it your business to come into Manhattan 1 day a week if you can, because you could strategically, find 3 open mics in Greenwich Village, and hit them all in one night and get 3 or 4 spots a week, just in one night, and then head up on a late night bus back to Albany, and sometimes it takes that kind of dedication and sacrifice.
And it honestly, the times you do go, it adds up too. And, sometimes it can run you ragged, I'll admit it. Because when I'm going through a shift at Amazon and then I got to go to Eastville after that, I'm fucking beat. But, it's satisfying to, be able to say I did it and, I got up there after, it's all said and done. Because I remember, doing shows, on my off days, when I was, working at Amazon last year, we had peak then. And, plus I had.
What did you do at Amazon?
I work on the ship dock, so I load the trucks. I load the trucks up. So I do that.
I had a similar experience. My Amazon, when I was younger, I used to work from 4 o'clock in the morning to 9:30 in the morning, 5.5-hour shifts at UPS. Loading the trucks. Because back then, even I'm talking about in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, UPS paid almost $10 an hour. The minimum wage was only like $3 an hour. So, it was good work, but it was backbreaking, and you had the son of a bitch standing behind you with a stopwatch or, counting a clicker, how many packages an hour you're getting on the truck. And it was horrible, but
yeah.
But what I noticed? Oh, sorry. The only thing I'm noticing now is now with this, and I don't want to classify generations, but I'm noticing more now is that people are searching the instant gratification instead of putting actually the work and the time in. And I try to stay away from people like that because they really could derail your motivation when you see them actually do something big, but it's only going to last 15 minutes compared to the hard work going to last longer. You know what I mean? So
right, you're putting in the proper foundation.
Exactly.
There's 2 ways to build a building. You can build a building on quicksand, and it's gonna, it might get built pretty quick, but it ain't gonna last very long. Or you can build a building with a good foundation that's gonna last a long time. So you're right about that. And one of the things I try to do when I talk to young comedians is, because some of the things they'll say to me at times, or I'll read forums, because right now I don't have a lot to do, so I'll be trolling different pages of comedy, is some of the ridiculous things they say and the ridiculous expectations they think. But I don't get too hard on them because I try to think back to when I was starting out. I thought it was going to open for Andrew Dice Clay. So, I did some other stupid shit, which is in the book too. Starting out that is not the kind of stuff you should do when you're getting a career going. But at the end of the day, that's why I'm not too hard on some of these young comics because, quite frankly, comics. I had a comic come up to me one day and said to me, I just got past the Dangerfields. Now I knew they were past the Dangerfields, but it was at Sunday. They were doing Sunday spots at 1:30 in the morning, and this guy strolls in and wants to do my 9 o'clock show on Saturday night. And I said, "Hey, dude, that ain't gonna happen." And he got all pissed off at me, but people shoot themselves in the foot today. And they did it 30 years ago. So, it's
true.
Well, do you try to put it in like a different way? Maybe if like a younger comic isn't, doing what they're supposed to do you try to like put it in a way, where maybe they can, figure out what they're supposed to do? Do you just like tell them?
Good question. And nowadays I do, I think it's a little different Al Martin today than maybe Al Martin 30 years ago or 25 years ago. I was younger. I was brash. I had more of the Brooklyn in me. Like, forget about it. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, you're out of your freaking mind. Okay, so I now try to take people's feelings a little more into account, and I do think back to when I was a young comedian and the stupid stuff I used to say, and I'm a little more gentle with people.
Yeah.
So the answer is I do try to take the time to be a little more sensitive to people's feelings. And for some reason, I think people are not as tough as they used to be nowadays. So you got to be a little gentler with them.
I agree with that. I think, everybody being able to post everything on social media kind of, you know, it hit you a little bit. It took like a wall, because you weren't able to do that, 20, 30 years ago. You weren't able to just post your whole life on there. And it kind of, the amount of openness, I guess, like took a wall that some people had, and just brought it down. And I think that's, a mixed bag of good and bad. And
what's amazing to me is the shit that people put on social media. It's just unbelievable. People don't understand that one day you're going to be looking for a job somewhere. You're going to be, you're going to meet a girl, and they might go on your page and see that, you were in psychiatric lockdown 12 years ago, or, or you're on Thorazine, or you're on some kind of wacky, medication to control your mood swings, and I've had to tell people in the past, I said, hey, what are you doing? You don't need to be putting that shit on there because someone's going to screenshot it and it's going to be on the internet for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
I'm guilty.
Just selfies from the asylum, like holy shit. Crazy.
Like the Facebook memories.
Oh yeah, some guy I know the other day, and I know the guy. He's actually writing a blog from a psychiatric facility, and it's like, what the hell are you doing out there? You're gonna apply for a job one day, and people are gonna see this. It's like, what?
That is the greatest thing, and that's beautiful. I do want to talk about some stuff other than your book, though. There was something that I actually noticed. You were doing a review of different places. I think you called it Fat Food Review.
Yes.
I honestly want to say I 100% love that because this is the biggest podcast I think around right now, and I think I explained why. Listen, I tell people all the time, I'm so fat. When I see somebody with the widow's peak haircut, I think of the McDonald's symbol. Okay, I'm a big dude. But I remembered the place you reviewed. It was Katz's Delicatessen in NYC. I don't know if you did an episode since. I haven't, seen anything.
It's been on hiatus now for a few weeks because I'm checking out some new places to review.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about doing different angles of it, like, instead of restaurants, maybe the best hot dog in the world, hamburgers in the world, I don't know. I'm going to definitely bring it back, but there's a lot of fun doing it, and because food is obviously it's one of my passions. So, and it had a decent following, and I enjoyed it because, with Facebook Live, one of the good things is you can go on when you want, and it's on there. People can look at it and get back to it when they get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, 100%. I do want to know, even if you are looking, for places to do it, what are some places right now, if you were to do it tomorrow that you'd have in mind?
Well, comfort foods, that's one place I was thinking about, like where you can go to get some good fried chicken and, meatloaf and ribs and, stuff like that. Maybe, did I do ice cream parlors? I don't think I did, so I might want to do
I haven't seen
dessert joints, good places for desserts, those are some of the things that I like. And I love to take recommendations from people. You know, if you got an idea for a fat food review, let me know.
You probably check this one out, but you know, because you're a Jersey guy, there's Harold's Deli in Edison. They make
Oh yeah.
yes.
You know, I was very upset because I did the deli review, and a friend of mine pointed out I forgot Harold's, and that place is unbelievable.
Oh my God, love it. I remember the
Have you
girlfriend
been
I
there,
have.
Chino, have you been there?
I heard of it. I know it's definitely a spot. I definitely want to try.
Oh my God! I mean, sandwiches. First of all, I think maybe the three of us could polish off one of their sandwiches. I mean, they're huge, huge.
I tried to do it by myself. I tried, you know, not to eat before. I almost got through it. I got through one half, and then I think half of the other one. I almost got through it, but I had to prepare. I had to prepare for that. You know, that's just not something I could do. You know, just a regular meal. I had to prepare to try to do it, and I still couldn't do it.
Like
And you see those desserts on the way out, they're unbelievable.
Oh my God! No, the first time I went, you know, this was the first New Year's, Chino. Me and Abby were together. You know, we got a hotel in Edison. She took me to Harold's. You know, and I'm looking at some of this food. I'm like, holy shit, what is this, Chino? We got the pancake to go. The pancake had to be put in a pizza box. This is their normal pancake.
Yeah, right.
Like this.
Sounds like my kind of place, man.
Did you stay at the hotel that's on top of the restaurant, or?
Yeah.
Oh my God! So it's like an elevator down to heaven, right?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Listen, I do want to share this. You know, I honestly think the pandemic, to an extent, with food, has made me a little bit lazy because places, you know, have been closed from the inside. So, you know, what I'll end up doing is, you know, going around the fast food line because, you know, I don't got to get up. And, you know, it's reliable enough. It's edible. So I end up getting a lot of it. Like my car became the escalator to Munchie Heaven. And I want to say stairway, but I know I'm not walking up any fucking stairs.
Right. Yeah, you know, for many years I stopped with the fast food, you know, but during this pandemic, you know, a lot of these restaurants, it was easier just to go to a drive-through, you know, and who has the drive-throughs? Mostly the fast food places. So, you know, I go to Chick-fil-A and I go to Burger. Well, I don't like Burger King, but you know,
I can do it.
BurgerFi I like. If you have one near you, I don't know, but you know, and the Wendy's has got a pretty good burger. You know,
I love Wendy's.
Wendy's is my guilty pleasure. That is my period craving. It is so good. Wendy's is probably what I rely on more than anything else. That and the chicken sandwich from Popeyes. Those are
that chicken sandwich. Although sometimes I find they bread it a little too much, you know, it's like a little tiring. I like the Chick-fil-A one, but you can't go wrong with Popeye's chicken sandwich either.
Yeah. But the only Chick-fil-A I have by me, though, is the one on 130. And, you know, with that is insane. You know what I'm talking about, Gino. I wanted Chick-fil-A, too. But
we're like, you know what? Let's go to Dairy Queens.
It's into the road. It's on the highway almost sometimes. You know, they got 3 lines for it.
All right, well, here's the trick to Chick-fil-A. Ready?
Yeah.
This is a fat food review preview, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to do.
Love it.
All right, get the app. You have the app?
Yeah.
And order curbside pickup about 10 minutes before you get there. That way you avoid the line entirely, park in the curbside pickup, then on the app you put in the number of the space that you're in, and 5 minutes later they're bringing out your food.
I do that at Wawa. It is helpful.
Wawa's great too. Very underrated, right?
Yeah.
I love Wawa.
3 in the morning, everything's closed. It's the Wawa.
It's the
It's a
spot every time.
sandwich. Come on, how many times do you guys double the meat on that sandwich?
All the time. I'm not
all the time.
Every
Bacon
time.
too. Bacon
And I'm
too.
adding bacon on top of that.
Then you get the chips or whatever, and then you get a pint of ice cream with it, and then you then you wake up in a coma the next morning.
Yeah.
Definitely true.
I get the chocolate milk a lot. Actually, I do that too. The Wawa chocolate milk that goes great because I put a lot of spicy stuff on it. You know, I'll put like the jalapenos on it. I put the sriracha on it, so I'll get like the milk with it, and it just goes so well together.
Yeah, and then you get a head start on your ulcer. You know, just drinking the milk it calms it down.
I love it. Just the milk challenge along with a Wawa hoagie. God, a disaster.
The bread is great at Wawa, isn't it? It's a nice soft bread. It's
Always toasted too.
Hey man, honestly, I can say you're blessed right now because you know when you finally are able to go to Florida because of the pandemic, they still got Wawa over there. Look at you.
I
live
got a
in the dream.
Wawa. I got a Wawa 10 minutes away from me, man. It's great.
Beautiful.
And I
Ever
suppose
since I discovered Wawa, I never go to a Subway. That's horrible food.
I haven't been in a Subway at least easily 5 years, probably longer.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah. Like
Horrible.
again, it's something I can do, but like if it's right there, I mean, but you know, it's expensive. It's not as good as the other places. If I'm really being honest with myself.
Wawa wiped out Subway. They wiped out 7-Eleven pretty much. The 7-Eleven is a dying thing, right? I mean,
Yeah, the shame.
maybe I used to go there once in a while for their sausage thing late at night.
The
I
Bahama
really get
Mama,
myself sick when I hate myself, you know.
Yeah.
definitely 7-Eleven. Like it's all good when you got the munchies, but once you have it, like what did I do that for?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wake up like, what? Oh, you know what I got near me, guys?
What's up?
Drive-through Krispy Kreme.
Oh,
Drive-through Krispy Kreme.
My
you got
heart.
to New Jersey to find one of those.
Hold on. I gotta tell this man. Krispy Kreme honestly saved my life the other day, and this is
What happened to me here? I'm watching, I think, a horse racing channel. Somebody playing the
That
horse
horse racing.
Oh, there we are. We're back again.
He's got me trying to figure out what that is. I saw
That
different-
looks like a feed from a racetrack, which is pretty good. I'll bet a horse. I don't care.
I didn't place no bets, so come on, let me get a chance.
Listen, Ruben, you can't be putting up screens like that if you're not going to play Old Town Road, all right?
Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong getting yourself a Wawa sandwich, putting on the racing channel, betting some horses, surfing the net, great night, polishing
Nice
off
to
some ice cream.
What do you guys think about? What do
I
you guys
got a
think about Quick Chat?
drive-through with Dairy Queen, too.
Yeah, bro, the blizzards, man. That's what I get. I get one every time I go through. But yo, I gotta tell you something. You brought up Krispy Kreme, right?
Yeah,
That
let's
saved
go
my
back.
life the other day because I did the chip challenge, right? You know that hot chip.
Yeah?
I did that. Yeah, I did that on the way to Connecticut for a show because it was me, my girl, and a couple of our friends, and me and this other guy. We decided, it's there, might as well do it, see how this is, and he shows me, and I'm like, all right, let's go. So we take it in the car, and as we're driving off, we bite into it. The first couple of seconds, we're good, we're fine. Then we slowly start feeling it until, when you're in like a really hot room and you're like mouth breathing, you're just like, ha, ha, ha. You're trying to power through it. And the
John
thing is,
gets too excited with this stuff.
it was
He's
supposed to be
dedicated to the cause, let me tell you.
Yes.
That rest stop was supposed to be the last stop. We weren't supposed to do it, but we ended up seeing it. But that was supposed to be the last stop. We ended up having to get off at the next one, because we needed like ice cream or something else to get us through. Because I ran through like 2 Gatorades in 5 minutes. I'm pretty sure my breathing was sideways. I don't even know how that's possible. I was sweating. Oh man,
I love spicy food, so that probably.
Hey,
would be
you know
good.
what? I got through it. I will never do it again. At least that's what I'm telling myself now.
Not for free, right? Not for free.
Yeah. Right. It's just released from me.
Look how happy he is.
You got a
I'm
little
happy
red
it's over. Gonna say this human jar of mayonnaise, that is my face. It went to tomato real quick. You know,
Yeah,
What's your favorite sandwich at Wawa?
my favorite.
Mine's the turkey. It got to be the honey turkey. I get it with everything and bacon on the cheesy
Okay.
toasted bread.
Nip.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
with
mine.
that. I do the oven roasted. That's just
Yeah.
me.
I'm
But
a sick person. Like, sometimes when I'm trying to do the low carb shit, I'll order the sandwich anyway and just eat the shit right off the sandwich and throw away the bread. But it's very hard to do.
Yeah,
I
I-
love it. Because it's like right there. You don't want to waste it, but I get it. It's a nice little platter. It makes sense. Decorative. Hey,
I'm not that
works.
strong-willed. I would probably eat the bread right after everything. I'm not gonna eat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got the
you
sauce
make
on.
listen. As long as you make the attempt,
Yeah.
and then
So
afterwards you say, "What am I throwing this away?" And then you're stuffing the bread in your face.
who could eat this?
You take an extra mayonnaise packet and you try to just jam
Yeah.
it into the bread.
Chino, it's 2020. Eat the bread and give yourself a participation trophy. That's what they do now.
Pretty much, yeah. Definitely.
That's where it came from eating bread at Wawa.
Yeah.
I finally found the
Yeah,
reason.
I'm glad we took this hour to talk about comedy right now.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you guys
We got
think
about
about
40 minutes
Quick
to
Check?
Quick check?
Yeah, Quick Check
Ruben said
hoagies.
Quick check.
I mean, it does. If there's no Wawa around, I guess. But
I just want to know your
Quick Check
thoughts on.
has what? Like they have the packaged sandwiches, right?
No, they make they make.
no, it does the same thing as Wawa. But
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah.
not really that much better.
Yeah. Chino.
Yeah,
I
it just
would get-
depends what you have in your town. I mean, if you
Yeah.
have a Quick Check and you don't have a Wawa, go to Quick Check.
Oh, I will. I definitely will.
Chino.
Yo,
I got to tell you though, because I have the Wawa on Parkway. You know that Quick Check on Parkside?
I know exactly
That
which
keeps
one.
me from going to Quick Check. I swear to God.
Where are you guys located? Where are you? I think Chino said he lives not far from me.
No, I said I'm in Jersey. Me and John in the same county. He's in Ewing. I'm in Trenton.
Oh, you're in Trenton. That's all the
Yeah.
way south, right?
Yeah. There's, Central Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's been it's been doable for the New York shows, which is why
I'm where the pork roll was invented at. Literally, we still got Casey's Company here. So, are you a pork roll guy, Al?
Yeah, not really. I'm not. You know what? Like I'll eat pork stuff, but I'm not big on it. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's there, I'll eat it.
Yeah,
But
true. That's true.
some people swear by it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I do like?
Good breakfast meat.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm not always a big breakfast guy, but if I'm taking a long drive somewhere, I gotta have a little company with me. I
Yeah.
love the McGriddles.
I love
Pancakes
McGriddles.
in between the bacon and cheese and egg. In between two
Canadian bacon. Yeah.
McGriddles, but they're making them a little smaller. I know what McDonald's is up to, man.
It's cheaper, but it is also smaller.
Al,
Yeah, they're fucking around with the sizes.
Al, I gotta ask, you're Italian, right?
I'm Jewish, but
Okay.
I did do the 23andMe or whatever that is, DNA shit, and I found out I'm 24% Italian, which I never thought.
I hear it in his voice. I hear it in the name. So that's why
I thought so too.
you notice when things are smaller when you're Italian. Notice because you get fed. You're used to that.
Well, have you ever been to Atlantic City? You ever go to the White House subs in Atlantic City?
Oh yes.
I have not. I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Atlantic
God.
City, yeah, they're freaking amazing too, man.
The oil, the vinegar, the oregano. Oh my God!
For the lettuce, it's the lettuce. Something with that lettuce too.
The lettuce sucks up all that stuff. Lettuce never tasted so good like at the White House.
It's true, but it is a little pricey, but it's worth it, man. To me, it's
It's
worth
worth it, man.
Yo, just when you said, "Oh, that lettuce," I just remember that lettuce. Listen, I didn't think you were talking about food at first, Chino.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. Sometimes, like after I go to Atlantic City and I'm gonna do that 2.5-hour drive back up to Fort Lee, I'll take off my regular shirt and put on like a beat up T-shirt and then I'll take one of those White House subs, and I'll just eat it the whole way home, and I don't give a shit how much oil and vinegar winds up on me, and that's it. It's a party.
It is what it is.
It's almost like sticking your chest out for it.
Well, what's bad is like if you have to go to the bathroom halfway back, and you walk out of there with a shirt with 600 oil stains on it. People are looking at you a little funny at the rest stop, but
yeah.
care.
What one clothing appendage can have 600 oil stains? Just not the second one.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
you just gotta get an old shirt for the drive home if you can eat a White House sub. I'm such a gavone. I don't. I always buy it saying I'm going to eat it when I get home. It never makes it. At least
Never.
half of it doesn't make it.
Never. I want to just before, because we're about to be going soon. Want to thank you for coming. It was awesome, great conversation. Anybody that is watching and listening, make sure you do buy a copy of his book. Did it on the air, How I Built a Comedy Empire in 30 Short Years. When you get a chance and everything's legal to go outside, definitely visit the Broadway Comedy Club and the Greenwich Village Comedy Club.
It's available. Book's available on Amazon now.
Amazon.
And when we're open again, I'm going to be doing autograph signings at both clubs and at the
Awesome.
Friars Club. And if I may, real quick, my wife wrote a great book, and I want to promo that if I can.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
My wife is the daughter of a Holocaust survivor, and they found her journals. They found her journals after her death, and my wife edited it into a tremendous book. It's called One Woman, Two Lives, The Secret Journal of a Holocaust Survivor. Also on Amazon. All you got to do is Google Carolyn Gliboff, and you'll find it. Terrific book, guys.
Awesome.
And I really thank you for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
I try to make it. And
I might have to bring you guys on as special correspondents for the Fat Food Review.
Sure, man. I would love it. That would be honestly awesome. And I'm glad we got to, talk about comedy in the beginning, although inevitably with the three of us, you switched. And I felt like it was going.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of hungry.
Yo, I do want to ask though, do you, just before we go, do you have any idea, what you're gonna do, when they open back up? I know you mentioned, the autograph signing, but do you have any idea what's, gonna go on, once everything's open? Is there anything else?
Well, yeah, listen, I plan on bringing back both clubs. I'm hoping to bring them both back. It's a little more challenging at Greenwich because it depends on what capacity they open us at. If they open us at 25%, Greenwich is 15 seats. So I foresee us starting shows earlier in the evening. You just have to get very creative with everything. But we're in it. This is all I do. So I love comedy clubs. So I got to try to make it happen. And I might do something down here while I'm here. I've been talking to a few venues about producing some shows down here. So I might get active with that and get the Fat Food Review. And I've already got some ideas for another book. So I'll be busy. I'll be busy for 4 to 6 more months.
Started. Oh, wow.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the conversation. It was one of those where I didn't even get to ask everything, and
Well, you want to do a rapid fire 5 questions? I'll do it.
Oh man, he's putting me on the spot.
I guess I got one right now. I did have questions, but you answered without even noticing.
All right,
I'll do real fast answers for you.
I'll do one really quick. Because some of the you've had famous comics on Broadway Comedy Club stage, so we'll do a rapid fire. Who is your favorite out of these? Andrew Dice Clay, John Wayans, Pete Davidson, and Jay Farrell, because those are the names I remembered.
I love the Dice Man. He's always been my favorite.
Right.
Groundbreaking for his time, and he's come back stronger than ever as an actor now. He's a terrific actor.
Plus you got that special connection with them, after everything happened. So.
And Damon Wayans. Did you say Damon Wayans?
John Wayans.
Oh yeah. Any of the Wayans are great.
I used to love
Brilliantly
the TV show.
talented family.
Yeah,
True.
I used to love the TV show when I was younger. I used to always watch it.
But I
But
think I mentioned it in the book, but I found an old ad for the New York Comedy Club from the early 90s or mid 90s. And our lineup on the 11 o'clock show one Saturday night was Damon Wayans, who was huge at the time, Wanda Sykes, who was still coming up. She was a solid New York regular comic, but had not hit superstardom yet. Tracy Morgan, who was just on the cusp, and some young kid walked in. He was an actor, and his agent brought him in and said, "You know, I'd like to get this guy a few minutes on stage." And everybody sort of was making fun of him because he was so short. And the guy turned out to be Kevin Hart. You know,
That's crazy.
that, you know, it makes a lot of sense though. Oh man. But, you know, I do want to let Ruben get out of here. I want to bring you on again because, you know, I appreciated the conversation.
Thank you. You know, anytime, let me know. I'd love to do it, guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank
Next
you,
time
man.
I'll have a cigar
Appreciate you,
too.
man. Yeah. Anyways, everybody, this has been the Roundtable here on HamiltonRadio.net, channel HR2. Myself, Chino De Leon, here with Al Martin. We'll be back same time, same channel next week. Deuces.
Take care, guys.
All right, Al, thank
A
you,
lot
man.
of fun. All right. Bye-bye.
I love the land I'm in, but everyone's opinionated, insinuating the word and sin only then you hate it. I'm always getting so high.